Hey, people's people, how you doing today? Holy shit, right? Right? What has the world become? Like, it is so unbelievable in our government. I'm in the United States here, right? Like, holy Christ, And, like recently, they changed the rules about your 401ks. They've taken away the protection so they could invest your money, your 401k money, into AI, you know? And AI right now is like 60% or something of the stock market going on. Meanwhile, the rest of the economy is going into depression, But AI is jacked up. It's at least double what it should be, right? And then they changed the rules so now they can invest your 401k money into the AI bubble, right? Because they know it's not going to work. They know it's going to pop. In fact, Japan is all, or no, China has already made DeepSeek is like 8 times cheaper and uses less energy than our AI configurations. And so everything they're building is already obsolete. Okay? It's already obsolete. And they've been losing money. Like they lost like $30 billion last year, right? And they're like, ooh, what are we going to do about this? Okay, well, let's change the rules. Let's get everybody's 401k money in there, so they can get out with their share of the money, but your 401k will probably go down 50%, right? And then most stockbrokers are just stupid people, like the rest of the world. Most people are stupid people, right? So 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 they just follow the trend, right? So Elon gets his new SpaceX company in there, right? Meanwhile, Tesla's losing money. He's going to incorporate that, so they can take some of, so he can support that. And uh, it's a con job, man. I think it's a con job. Just my humble, worthless opinion. It's a con job to take the people's money to jack up the system that they know is going to be obsolete. And when they declare bankruptcy, well, the taxpayers can pay for that too, right? Yeah. And then they turn around and they buy these buildings and everything for pennies on the dollar to put new chips in them. I mean, come on, new chips come out like every 6 months or something. So by the time they build it, it's obsolete. And not only that, I already said China's got better AI than we do already. It's already obsolete. So that's the world you live in. Let me tell you something. This world, now, there have been like good kings in the world. I could tell you a couple countries, but I'm not even going to. But the thing is there are such thing as good men in power. They're very, very rare. Good men in power that care about the people, that care about the community, care about the country, care about peace, you know, peace and equality. There are such men. And I'm telling you what, you guys, I'm telling you what, this country would be so better off if you guys elected me president. Like, there are so many obvious things, get the chemicals out of our food. We need a national health care. We need to get rid of the electoral college. We need to get rid of Citizens United, get the money out. We need, taxpayer campaign financing. Like there are so many simple things. We need, clean air and clean water. We, you know, oh my God, it is quite simple to make a better world, and yet we don't have good men in power to do so. We need good men in power. And I know there's other good men out there. You know what? Most good people, and I think even most super intelligent people, They don't want to be part of government, you know? They want to have good, peaceful lives, you know? They just want to be at peace. Those are usually the best people, you know? And so they don't want to participate in government. Who does want to participate in government? Greedy, selfish motherfuckers who want to control shit and want to steal from everybody. Con men, you know, just really, you know, quite horrible people, it seems, are the ones that want to be in power, you know? Like, I mean, and power is seductive, you know? I mean, it kind of would be fun to be president, you know? It kind of would be fun. But you got to be man enough not to lose your center, you know? It like, only a good man should have power, you know? And a good man usually doesn't care about power very much. Anyway, if I could request and implore the people to do one thing to make this world better, well, two things. Don't have kids. Overpopulation is destroying the planet. But the other thing, the philosophical thing, is you have to study Jiddu Krishnamurti. Jiddu. Jiddu Krishnamurti. You have to read it and then read it again and read it again and continue to study it until you understand it. You know, understand it in the essence of your being, you know. Because I've had people read Jiddu Krishnamurti and say, oh, he talks in circles, it's nonsense, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, you're not concentrating enough. You are not paying attention enough. You got to take it piece by piece. You have to understand piece by piece. And then, you know, you truly become the sage, you know. He's the smart guy, the smartest person I've ever encountered, and the biggest influence on my life ever was Jiddu Krishnamurti. I also like, you know, Buddhism's good and Taoism's good. You know, the Tao Te Ching translation by Jane English. There's a lot of wisdom in there, you know. And science. Yeah, science. Yeah. See, science is always evolving. Science might be wrong every once in a while, but when it learns something new, it says, oh, okay, we learn more. So now we change our mind a little bit. Most people don't do that. Religions don't do that. They don't like changing their mind about nothing, do they? Nope. This is 1,000 years old. This is 2,000 years old. This is the way it is. Follow these rules. And just like that doesn't. Science has proven those things wrong. How about that? Yeah, you're a monkey. Get used to it. But we can be good monkeys or we can be bad monkeys. Humans are the most mischievous monkey of all the monkeys. That's how we became so intelligent and stuff. It was through being mischievous, you know. And probably, you heard of the stoned ape theory, which is kind of scientifically somewhat proven, probabilistic. Woo. Yeah, the stoned ape theory is, you know, when we ran out of figs to eat because of a drought or something, and we went down on the plains and everything, you know, we were hungry and everything. So we were eating whatever we could find to eat, of course. And mushrooms grow on elephant shit and zebra shit. Mushrooms grow all over the place. And there's, you know, the psychedelic mushrooms are all over the world. And if you study what psychedelics do to the brain, they turn it on. You know, they turn it on. Who was it? Alex Haley or Timothy Leary? Timothy Leary used to say it, you know, open the doors of perception, and it enhances your vision, stuff like that. So one of the big theories is when we were forced out onto the plains, we were eating a lot of these mushrooms, which increase neuroactivity, which eventually over 4 million years increased the size of our brains. It's probable. It's not proven, but it's probable. Yeah. Okay. They do say that psychedelic mushrooms plus lion's mane mushrooms do increase neuroactivity and neurogenesis. You actually can grow neurons. Lion's mane, which is not a psychedelic, but lion's mane helps you grow neurons. It's really good for brain injuries and stuff like this. And that's all scientifically proven. See, so science is very important. Don't leave science out. But the number one thing that humanity could do to be better at being human is study Jiddu Krishnamurti, Jiddu. Okay. And if you want wisdom, also, I recommend the Tao Te Ching translation by Jane English. And that's a little bit religious, more religious than I am. I'm not religious, but there's a lot of wisdom in there. Thought-provoking wisdom. Yeah. The Naked Ape is a good book, too. It's a zoological perspective of humanity, or analysis, zoological analysis of humanity. Okay, well, that's enough for now. You guys should, you should all get together and make me president. I would change this country for the better. I'd be signing executive orders for taxing the rich and having national health care. And, if we can bank by phone, like how many people have banked by phone and had it not work out? Have it been hacked and stuff like that? I don't think there's that much. I think banking by phone is pretty damn safe. And I think if the government decided to make that kind of system even safer, invested in that safety, they could make it even safer, through blockchain technology, safety measures. Okay? So we could vote by phone. And then the people, they could issue a bill. They could come up with a bill, Congress come up with a bill, and they could text it to you. Here's the bill that's going to be voted on next Friday, right? And then, or your congressman could text it to your state, right? And everybody could look at it, and everybody could vote. And then those votes go back to your congressman, and he says, there's 20,000 this way and only 5,000 this way. And then he should be legally bound to take that information to vote the way the people of his state want him to vote. See? That's the way it's supposed to be. That's government, of the people, by the people, for the people. Or of the people, for the people, by the people. Something like that, right? That's what it's supposed to be. Now, there's no reason that we cannot do that. They're all, voting, they're trying to pass all these laws so you can't vote and you got to have all this ID and all that shit. You can do all that on blockchain. You can do all that on blockchain. And we could vote on every bill that's passed, one subject at a time. One subject at a time. And then you have all the rules of the country legislated by the people, by the majority of the people. It seems simple, doesn't it? It seems simple and righteous. And righteous. That's why you should vote Randall J. for president. I could do it. I could do it better than anybody we've seen in a long, long, long time. Maybe better than anybody ever. Yeah, because all you got to do is actually be good and want good. Everything should be for the greater good. That's my national motto. Yeah. Elect me president for the greater good. Thank you very much. I await the billions of dollars to come in because it's going to take billions of dollars to do this. Okay. So, you guys got to help me. Got to sign me up. I need some lawyers involved and all that. Yeah. But I'll do it. And I could do it better. Thank you very much. That's just the way it is. I don't care what you think. That's just the way it is. Have a good day.